Hey Todd, it's Alan. I can't really resist and ask for a response because that's what kind of friend you've been to me. And I've been thinking about this question of shape of community. Had a great time seeing Elisa's conversations about Cybersalon. Hey Coop. And Thatcher, he's even got cantaloupes going. I'm going to go down in the basement. Why? Well, we talk about this sometimes, this thing with community, and we talk about, community building. Like it's a thing that we do, that we assemble. So I thought I would just, I don't know, this seemed to be the right settings. You know what? I like, a real metaphor. And my workroom, it's kind of a mess. Okay, so I'm not much of a builder, but I think this idea of building community to me just sometimes rubs me wrong. And so, we get into this thing sometimes. You remember in Phoenix, Todd, those big places they called master planned communities, and they sounded like very fancy, like that's how you build community. And what they were, when you drove around places, was there was a wall around them, and there was a gate that you had to have specific rights to enter, and inside, like all the houses looked the same, like you had to get permission to change your house color. And to me, that like felt nothing like community. So I don't know what that has to really do anything, but I think this kind of concept of building community, like it's something that we can sort of manufacture and design, doesn't really fit for what all our experience is, that it's organic. So the shape to me actually is not very well defined. I'm thinking like from, going back to like chemistry and physics, if I remember high school, like that you see these like diagrams of like the atoms with the nucleus and the protons and the little circle around it and a little electron like a ball. But then you learn like in university that they can't even predict where that electron is. There's this thing called the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. So you just sort of like have to mathematically calculate where the bounds or where the thing exists. Is that like community? Well, I don't know, but I don't think it's very well defined. And so, in the examples that you shared, the cyber salon, and then eventually we call Twitter a community. Is that really community? Well, right now it's a bad word. But what I always found was that the people that we meet in these places, you end up like connecting with them in these other places. Not always the same people, but they'll have the same username, the same avatar, but more than that, they have the same personalities. So I think we defy communities. We transcend them. We go across them. We bring other people in. And community shape ought to be and really is rather ill-defined at the margins. But we know it when we're there. And so I don't know if that really helps, but I really don't think it's anything that I think talking about building and just sounds too confining for the way I think about it and what my experiences are. And, to talk about that people element, one of the things I like marvel at the most is when I see two people interact, online, whether it's, in a blog or in a Zoom session, that I think I know them from different contexts. So it might be someone that I knew back at Maricopa, and they're conversing with someone else that I knew from a project in Australia. I didn't know these two people knew each other. How does that happen? That's because communities defy these boundaries. They go above them, they flow around them. They're not things that we build, with tools. They're things we build with our hearts. So, see you, Todd. Hope your presentation go well. I'll be calling you, buddy.